student loan debt.
We'll expect pockets of heavy rain on and off for the rest of the day. This wet pattern will continue also through Friday. Good afternoon to you. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey in for an H2. Thanks for joining us. Our team of meteorologists has all of the angles covered. Peter Sherwood is in the WRAL Storm Tracker with a look at the roads this noon hour. But we'll begin with Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at who is seeing the rain right now and how much more we'll see this week, Elizabeth.
You can see on the wide view that it is widely scattered. We don't have rain falling everywhere, but we do have some pockets where it's heavy. We just had a heavy cell move into Wake County, and it's already started to weaken. The rain is not as heavy. We saw some lightning with that, and now that lightning is beginning to taper off. But we're going to continue to see rounds of this as we head through the day today, as well as the next several days. You can see the rain's a little bit heavier down here, just south of Clayton, a little bit of lightning there. And then we're seeing just some steady rain. Some of that heavier rain moved from Morrisville up toward Durham, and there's still a few lightning strikes embedded in this. And again, we're just going to see waves of this continuing over the next several hours and next several days. So here's the storm tracker. That's where Peter Sherwood is right now. She is moving up toward Durham right now, where some of that rain is a little bit heavier. And Peter, you've been out in it all morning. Have you started to see much standing water on the roads?
Yeah, interestingly enough, Elizabeth, we are seeing some ponding on the road. I do want to take you out to how things are looking from our WRAL storm tracker. You can see as we travel northbound on the Durham Freeway, traffic has been slow going at times. And I'm with our WRAL photojournalist, Keith Baker, and we drove through Raleigh, Cary, Morrisville, and one thing that I am noticing as I cross-reference the radar and driving through these areas where there are some pockets of heavy rainfall is that there is some ponding on the road. So you definitely want to make sure that you're taking it easy. We know that Durham and Wake County is under a flood advisory until around 12:45. Regardless of that flood advisory, if you head in one area and that one particular spot has a lot of water, you definitely want to make sure that you find an alternate route because this is going to be with us all day long. We are tracking those pockets of heavy rainfall that continues to come down. But Elizabeth, when do we really expect this to give us a little break as we head throughout the next couple of days?
Yeah, so probably by Friday it begins to ease up a little bit, but we'll see the same pattern the rest of the day today, tomorrow, and then transitioning into the weekend especially, it looks like our pattern will move to a more summer-like pattern. We have a low pressure system that's sitting back to the west that continues to push all this moisture up through our area. This is going to take us out to 9 p.m. tonight, and you can just see the waves of moisture, and a lot of that will end up being heavy. Because of the rain, temperatures will be cool today. Temperatures in the upper 70s for highs this afternoon, just holding at around 70 overnight tonight. We're also watching the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Bret here. This is the new 11 o'clock advisory. It's moving west at 21 miles per hour with winds at 40 at the forecast track. An update from earlier this morning. It does not look like it's going to become a hurricane in the next 48 hours. Instead, it continues to move westward, and most likely it's going to weaken here in the southern Caribbean. But we take a look at the model plots. Some of those still insist that it will go north. There's no real thinking behind that at this point. We're going to go into a little bit more detail, but best case and most likely scenario will be that it ends up south here, just sitting over the southern Caribbean, and then it fizzles out.
Ken Smith here in the WRAL Live Center. With all the rainy weather that Elizabeth and Peter just talked about, you can expect delays at RDU International in terms of cancellations as well. Well, just before we came on the air with the help of FlightAware, we checked. These are the latest numbers out of RDU International as of this hour. And this number has steadily climbed all day. The number of delays at RDU International now up to 28. Cancellations about 6. With the help of FlightAware and the misery map concerning, look at the red areas. Those are the troubled spots, and a lot of RDU flights connect to Atlanta and Charlotte, and a number of those delays are in Atlanta and Charlotte. You see right here, 51 delayed flights at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta this noon hour. At Charlotte, 38 delayed flights. Of course, if you have a flight leaving later on today, check with your airlines. This is also a great opportunity to encourage you to download the WRAL weather app. You can track the weather where you are. It's available free to download on Android and iPhone users.
Thanks for that, Ken. We have new information this noon on the investigation into Hunter Biden.